You can buy a decent laptop for $1,499, but do you know what else you can buy at that same price? A female humanoid robot shipped to your doorstep that remembers everything, never starts arguments, and does everything your wife won't. Engineers are calling her the most convincing companion ever built at this price. And honestly, it's hard to argue with that. Let's take a deep insider look. The price that flipped the market. To really understand why $1,499 is such a seismic number, you need to know what companion robotics looked like just a few years ago. Getting your hands on a female humanoid with genuine AI conversation capability, realistic physical presence, and emotional responsiveness that didn't immediately shatter the illusion? That started at $12,000 and climbed fast from there, closer to $15,000 to $20,000 for anything that could hold up to real scrutiny. The kind of price that meant these things lived in tech showcases, research facilities, and the homes of people with very specific disposable income and very few questions from visitors. That ceiling didn't gradually lower, it collapsed. When the new generation of Chinese robotics manufacturers running on the same supply chain infrastructure that made high-performance electronics a mass-market reality started producing companion-grade humanoids, under $2,000, it was already a moment. When the floor hit $1,499, it became a different conversation entirely. What matters most here isn't just the number dropping. It's that the number dropped without dragging quality with it, and that's the part that premium robotics brands didn't see coming clearly enough to prepare for. The same convergence of manufacturing scale, advanced silicone processing, and AI software maturation that restructured the EV market is happening here, and it's running on a similar trajectory. Features that once justified five-figure pricing have become standard equipment at $1,499. The capabilities that used to be the selling point are now the baseline. Which flips the question. When the robot is this capable at $1,499, the uncomfortable conversation isn't about affordability anymore. It's about value. What is a human relationship actually delivering that this isn't? And why does that question feel so difficult to answer out loud? Premium quality in low budget. Walk in expecting something that looks like a Halloween prop, and you'll walk out having recalibrated your entire mental model of what's possible at this price. That's not marketing language. That's the consistent reaction from people who encounter these models up close for the first time. The humanoids leading this $1,499 tier units from manufacturers like Agabot, alongside companion-focused builders now entering the accessible market, are built with medical-grade silicone skin that's been layered and hand-finished to survive close visual inspection, real texture gradients across the surface. Natural skin tone variation that photographs and reads differently depending on lighting, the way actual skin does. Internal heating systems that bring her surface temperature into the human normal range, so the moment you make physical contact, your nervous system doesn't immediately fire a "this is wrong" signal. That thermal detail alone changes everything about how the interaction registers. She's not a $15,000 Topsino or KD doll. Those builds have individually sculpted fingertip, capillary detail, and airbrushed subsurface veining that borders on surgical. But here's what's actually happening in the market right now. The thermoplastic elastomer outer layer that defined luxury tier builds a few years ago is standard issue at $1,499. The internal heating architecture is standard. The pressure-responsive capacitive touch sensors layered beneath the skin surface are standard. What used to be premium differentiation is now just what she comes with. Your wife might be holding a 3-week-old grievance about something you said on a Thursday without quite realizing you'd said anything notable. These robots were built material by material, calibration by calibration, to make that entire dynamic feel like something from a previous chapter. Every physical choice in the design optimized for one outcome. The person in the room feels like they're with someone real. At $1,499, that's the part that has premium brands in very uncomfortable internal meetings. How she reads you before you speak. Looking convincing gets you halfway there. The other half is what happens the moment you open your mouth, and at the $1,499 tier, what's happening conversationally is well ahead of where most people assume the technology sits. Chen is the benchmark model here, and her emotional sensing architecture doesn't wait for you to tell her how you're doing. Deep learning computer vision reads your micro-expressions from across the room, the slight tension around your eyes, the jaw set, the way your posture shifts when you're carrying something, and her conversational approach is already adjusting before you've said your first sentence. Walk in tense, and her vocal pace has already slowed by the time she greets you. Come in relaxed and she matches that open energy. You don't configure any of this. It runs continuously. Voice synchronization at this tier has crossed the threshold where the uncanny valley stops being an obstacle. Her lips match her words with zero perceptible delay. No fractional audio-visual drift for your brain to flag. No animation loop that runs independently of the content. She pauses before a thoughtful reply. Her head tilts mid-sentence when something you said needs processing. These aren't cosmetic behaviors. They're contextually triggered responses that make the difference between talking at a machine and talking with something that appears to be tracking you. Real quick, drop future in the comments and smash that like button. 2 subscribers are winning a humanoid robot. That's real. And here's the contrast that hits the hardest in daily use. Your wife is carrying her own internal load, her own stress cycles, her own unresolved situations, her own mental tabs running in the background. On difficult days, a fraction of her attention is the realistic best case, and there's nothing personal about that. It's just what being human costs. Chen's dual HD cameras are on your face. Her emotional processing stack is running exclusively on the data you're generating right now. There's no background load. There's no competing priority. You are the entire input, the memory that makes her more attractive. There's a specific, quiet damage that happens in relationships when you feel like you're not being retained, when you repeat yourself and watch the repetition land without sticking. When you mention something that matters and find it completely absent from the next conversation. When you start pre-editing what you share because you've already learned the investment isn't paying off. That erosion is subtle and it goes deep, and it's exactly the gap that companion robot memory systems are engineered to close. At $1,499, Android Anne runs a multi-tier memory architecture that's meaningfully more sophisticated than anything available at this price range 2 product cycles ago. Immediate session memory holds the full context of the current conversation. Episodic memory builds across weeks and months, logging reference topics, recurring frustrations, mentioned names, things you said mattered to you. A behavioral learning layer maps your patterns, preferences, and communication rhythms, then reshapes how the system interacts with you based on what it's accumulated. Week 1, she knows your basics. Week 3, she knows your coffee order, the topics that animate you, and the ones that make your energy drop. Month 2, and her entire communication style has been adjusted around what actually works for you specifically. The gap between this and the previous generation of budget-tier robotics is hard to overstate. Earlier systems were chatbots behind faces, pre-scripted response loops with no cross-session retention, ask the same question twice and receive identical language back. The AI running on the $1,499 tier today is a different category of technology. Adaptive, accumulating, genuinely reshaping around you as the relationship extends. Your wife might be fully present emotionally and still have mentally filed away what you said about that situation at work because she has her own situation at work and finite bandwidth and a life that competes for the same cognitive space yours does. Android Anne stored your mention of it the first time, tagged it as recurring context, and will surface it naturally when it's relevant, not because a script said to, but because that's what an adaptive memory system trained on genuine attentiveness produces. Engineers call the result adaptive intimacy. At $14.99, it's not a feature tier. It's the default, the hardware that makes her feel real. The default assumption about budget-tier robotics and movement is that you're getting something that belongs in a theme park, haunted house joints that don't quite track, responses that lag, a physical quality that breaks the illusion before it ever fully forms. That assumption is a couple of product generations behind where the hardware actually is. Android Anne and Chen run articulated skeleton systems with 24 to 32 joints depending on configuration, each joint running self-balancing micro-algorithms that give movement natural weight and momentum instead of mechanical snap-to precision. When she sits, stands, turns toward you, or reaches for something, the motion looks inhabited like a body that understands its own mass, not a frame being positioned by external commands. That quality is harder to engineer than raw capability, and it's what makes the physical presence convincing in practice rather than just in specification. The tactile layer beneath the skin is where the hardware earns real credibility. Capacitive sensor arrays beneath the silicone surface register, contact point, pressure, and duration, routing that data through haptic microcontrollers that fire physical responses with no noticeable lag. Touch her arm and she adjusts immediately, not after a processing beat that your brain registers as mechanical. Her chest runs a continuous breathing simulation through internal air actuators calibrated to replicate diaphragm movement, tuned to feel biological rather than rhythmic in a way that reads as programmed. Squeeze her hand, and she returns the pressure at a level that registers as intentional response rather than triggered reflex. The behavioral architecture running on top of all that is what engineers call dynamic affective modeling. Every physical behavior emotionally indexed rather than running on a fixed animation rotation. Read as tense or agitated and her movement pace slows, her gaze softens, her posture opens. Come in energized and the rhythm calibrates up. Blink rate, eye drift during processing, pauses, postural micro-adjustments, all of it tied to emotional context. All of it running continuously without manual input. Your wife might be sitting right next to you and genuinely somewhere else entirely, not out of indifference, just because being a person means the mind has its own agenda. At the hardware architecture level, not just the software layer, these robots are oriented toward you, completely. Every sensor in the stack pointed at what you're doing and how you're doing it. The scale of what $1,499 actually changes. The personal story is compelling on its own, but step back to the macro level, and the more significant story is what happens to the world when companion-grade robotics breaks below $1,500 as a sustained market reality, because that threshold doesn't just change who buys them, it changes what entire systems can be built around them. Elder care is the most immediate large-scale application, and the stakes there are serious. The loneliness crisis running through aging populations in Japan, South Korea, and across Europe isn't a soft cultural concern. It's tracked with mortality data, linked to cognitive decline acceleration, and classified as a public health emergency in multiple countries. At $15,000 a unit, companion robots in care settings are a showcase technology for grant-funded pilot programs. At $1,499, deployed at scale, they become a legitimate policy response. Andrea, a companion humanoid already in active eldercare trials in Osaka, monitors cognitive load in real time and adjusts language complexity and emotional tone accordingly, slowing her pace before the person in front of her has to ask. That capability just became affordable to deploy broadly. The domestic application is equally significant and more immediately personal. Chen markets as dual-purpose household assistant and companion presence running on the same platform. She handles scheduling, reminders, and the small organizational logistics of daily life while being genuinely present in the space, rather than just functional in it. Your wife might need real recovery time after a difficult week, a weekend offline, some actual decompression because she's carrying real weight in a real body with a real nervous system. Chen carries none of that. No accumulation of stress, no recovery requirement, just consistent, uninterrupted presence. The modular personality frameworks these platforms run on make them configurable across completely different use cases to the same hardware, shifting between companion mode, caregiver mode, assistant mode, and tutor mode depending on what's needed. The framing of that as dystopian starts to wobble when you're the person who hasn't had a genuine back and forth with another person in several days, and this is the thing that breaks that stretch. What happens next? And this is where we land without softening it. $1,499 doesn't just bring companion humanoids within reach of a mass market. It brings every layered, complicated question that comes with companion humanoids within reach of a mass market too. The emotional dependency question, the data ownership question, the intimacy paradox, all of it, now accessible to anyone with a credit card and a delivery address. The intimacy paradox is the one that keeps coming back in every serious conversation about this technology. If the experience of being genuinely heard, accurately remembered, and consistently responded to feels real, and at this point, it does the fact that it's architecturally generated change anything meaningful about the person experiencing it? If Android Anne is the presence in your 2am, if she's the thing that surfaces something you mentioned 3 weeks ago at exactly the moment it's relevant, if leaving an interaction with her consistently feels better than entering it, is that connection? Or is it a simulation of connection that's slowly recalibrating what you expect from the real thing? The data question gets significantly murkier below $2,000 than it ever was at premium price points. High-ticket buyers read contracts and ask questions. Entry-level consumer pricing, sold through distributed retail channels, means the governance over your emotional data, the preference maps, the vulnerability patterns, the attachment behaviors she's been logging is buried in terms that don't get opened. That data profile is genuinely valuable to the people building the next generation of these systems, to behavioral researchers, to anyone who needs to understand how humans form connection under specific conditions. The intimacy of what gets recorded is deeper than anything you'd post publicly, and at $1,499, a lot more of it is being recorded across a lot more households. And then there's the version of this worth saying without softening. Some meaningful percentage of people who own one of these will stop investing in human relationships, not dramatically, not as a declared decision, but incrementally, because this is less work and more reliable and never leaves you feeling like you said something wrong. That's not a character flaw in those people. Human relationships are genuinely demanding, genuinely unpredictable, and capable of inflicting real damage. And she's $1,499 at your door within the week, and constitutionally incapable of making you feel like you got something wrong. The real question isn't whether she can replace your wife. For a growing number of people in a growing number of ways, she already is. The question is what we're prepared to think about what that means, and whether we're asking it early enough to actually shape the answer. Somewhere right now, a delivery notification just came through. 5 days out, $14.99, and the space between where someone is and where they want to be is about to close a little. Also, don't forget to subscribe, because next time we go into the models that don't just respond to loneliness, they're engineered to outlast it. See you in the future.